You know, Mr. Speaker, when Russia launched its brutal invasion of Ukraine on February 24th, 2022, Matt and Deidre Gordon of New Jersey were in the final stage of adopting Bogdan and Galina, an orphan brother and sister from Ukraine. The Gordons had been vetted and approved as adoptive parents by both the United States and Ukrainian governments. They had a strong bond and relationship. They had a deep love and have a deep love for those two children and had spent precious time with them at their home in New Jersey, including regular contact in 2 long homestays totaling 5 months. In March of 2022, however, during the first weeks of the Russian invasion, the Gordons had an appointment in Kyiv to be officially matched with the kids. It was at that point, however, that the Ukrainian government temporarily suspended inter-country adoptions. Arguably, the government of Ukraine had reasons to suspend some adoptions because of the fog of war and the difficulty in doing the requisite due diligence to safely and effectively process new adoption requests. But the Gordon case wasn't new. Matt and Deidre and many other Americans, hundreds of Americans, were nearing the end of the process when it all grounded to a halt, leaving, in this case, these 2 children and hundreds of other children stranded. Because of their deep love for their children, the Gordons have continued to visit Bogdan and Galina, who are in an institutional setting in Poland. Let me just say, I did contact wrote letters to Zelensky, and I'll put this one that goes back to July, asking for a remedy here and to resolve this. We didn't even get an answer. There are hundreds of other children and U.S. families in the same or similar situation, as I've indicated, and I strongly urge my colleagues to support HRES 915, which respectfully urges the government of Ukraine to review and modify its decision to suspend adoption by foreign nationals for adoptive parents like the Gordons and their children. Mr. Speaker, the resolution makes specific recommendations, which I will put in the record, including there are cases in which adoptive U.S. parents have already completed, as I mentioned, the requirements under the Ukrainian domestic law and for the adoption of Ukrainian children, and in which the adoptability of these children has already been confirmed, and also which the adoptive U.S. parents have already had their dossiers vetted and approved by the Ukrainian government. Please don't delay any longer. Those kids want a loving home, and there is one awaiting them as we speak. Second, there are also cases in which Ukrainian children have already participated in hosting programs facilitated by the government of Ukraine and placed with individuals within the U.S. before suspension of adoption by foreign nationals. Let me just say to my colleagues, this is, those kids have suffered much, certainly being in that kind of isolation, and, orphanages are there, but it is so much better to be in a loving home, and we've got a remedy sitting right at our fingertips, and I'm calling on the government and President Zelensky especially to do so. Let me also say, the Ukrainian government resumed domestic adoptions, and they did that in June of 2022. So there is an apparatus, there's a capability, a capacity that can do this job. So I want to thank Matt and Deidre Gordon from New Jersey for bringing the needs of these Ukrainian children to my attention, and for the extraordinary leadership and compassion of former State Senator Ray Lesniak for first suggesting that the House pass this resolution. Thank you so very much, Ray. Also, really special thanks to my good friend and colleague, Donald Norcross, who helped us craft this resolution, has been there every step of the way as the lead Democrat co-sponsor. Thank you so very much, Donald, for your leadership on this important issue. And I also want to thank Mark Milosh, the Republican staff director of the Lantos Commission. Previous to that, when I chaired the Helsinki Commission, he was my chief of staff there as well. He's very, very capable and really understands the European theater and the politics, and he helped us draft this as well, and Trent Bunker. This resolution deserves the full support of this body, and I urge it, and I yield back the balance of my time.